I'm going to tell you guys all about the 2014 Harley-Davidson Dyna Low Rider. The 2014 Lowrider was the first year of this new body style, like new generation lowrider, which came with the big bad 103 cubic inch motor, the same motor that they put in the, the big touring bikes. Also equipped with a 6-speed transmission. Now, the Dyna Low Rider has been like a staple of Harley-Davidson Dyna motorcycles for a long time, mainly because it's great for short people. It normally has mid-range controls right here. This one's got forward controls and normally has much lower bars. It also has one of the lowest seat heights of any Harley-Davidson ever. That was until the Softail Slim came out, which beat it by about 3/4 of an inch. Oh yeah, beautiful sound. I love that they put the 103 engine in these bikes, because it's a great motor, it's a powerful engine, and this is a fairly, this is the same engine they put in the, the ultra classic, a 900-pound bike, and they put it in this, which is, I don't know, maybe 600-pound bike. It's a lot lighter. And it's just a great engine, it's great sound. These things, I've seen these things do well over 100,000 miles with no issues, no major rebuilds. It kind of sucks that they dropped the Dyna, although they didn't drop the Lowrider. They just started making the Lowrider on the Softail platform, like no one would notice. Even the Lowrider in stock configuration almost has like a sportier motorcycle feel to it, because my feet would be right here. It's still a really cool bike, and I love riding them. You normally see Lowriders that are configured like this, unless that have the original mid controls. Alright guys, let's do the words of wisdom real quick. James 1:13, let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, and he himself does not tempt anyone. The thing is, the Lowrider is not just for short people. It's also great for what I call tallos, or regular people. What regular people do to bikes like this is they'll do, forward controls, or modification like this, big apes. Now, you don't have to. Tallos can ride the bike normally. They just feel a little more better with forward controls. So whether you're a Harley lover or you're not a Harley lover, you at least have to have some respect for the Harley-Davidsons and for the Dyna line. It was a great line. They made multiple configurations of it. You had the Dyna Low Rider. You had the Wide Glide, which was a Dyna, but had like a Softail front end on it. I'm drawing a blank here for the other Dynas. I'll put a list of the other Dynas right here. Now, despite how you might feel about Harley-Davidson, it's really hard to deny that this is not a beautiful looking bike. The specific color of this bike is called Amber Whiskey, because at Harley-Davidson, we don't condone drinking and driving so much that we name our paint colors after our favorite beverages. So there's a lot of reasons that people really love the Dynas. 1, they're awesome looking. 2, they handle well. 3, it's got a big engine. It's got the same engine that they put in the 900-pound bikes, and they put them in the small Dynas. They were also simple. Parts were easy to get. They've been making the bike for a long time. And the biggest reason is this was one of the cheapest Harley-Davidsons that you can get without being a stupid, lame sports or girls bike. Now, just go over a couple characteristics of the Dyna. They never went with the wide tire that they did on the touring bikes, because they wanted this to handle better. The Dynas will always have the shocks on the outside. That's what really separates it, instead of the monoshock underneath the seat of the Softails. Dual brake rotors and calipers. And the Lowrider always had a single headlight. On the newer Dynas, these actually got the forks got a little bit wider, but the older ones, they were a little more narrow. They wanted to make them look a little closer to like the Softail forks, which do look cooler because they're wider. So even though Harley-Davidson stopped production of the Dyna in 2018 because of stupid profitability and stuff that no one cares about, I was going to buy one someday. Doesn't mean you can't still love and enjoy the motorcycle that the good people back in 2017 loved and rode. It's a beautiful day, a little cloudy, not too cold. I'm on a beautiful motorcycle, and it's a great day to ride. Always a great day to ride. So I adore the color of this bike. Now, you do feel a motorcycle differently, because if you're holding on up here, you're at a higher part of the fulcrum. So it does kind of make it a little bit easier to move the bike. Not that it's hard when it's down here. It just, you know, when you feel it a little differently. Now this bike, of course, has forward controls. I think forward controls are a great addition, because what it allows you to do with these motorcycles, especially these Dynas, you can have 3-4 different, endless combinations. Let's say, you know, 4 different bikes. You got 4 buddies. You'll have the exact same bike, but they're all configured in a completely different way. The one guy's got mids, he's got drag bars. Another guy's got forward controls. He's got apes. Another guy has like mini apes or drag bars with forward control. You know what I mean? You can convert the bike to whatever you want it to be. Now you'll notice with me, when I'm riding a bike with apes, oftentimes I'll be only with one hand, because why take the extra energy and the effort of holding my other hand up there? It's much more comfortable for it to be down, which in many cases I'm much more comfortable with the bars down here. All right, even though it's cold, it's like 50 degrees, we're gonna do a 0 to 60, and I think this is gonna be a pretty good 0 to 60. Now, a pet peeve of mine about apes is when they're poorly done. When they're not done well, they're not done properly, and you feel disconnected. It just feels loose. I hate that. I think it really ruins the bike. If the handlebars and the grips and what you're touching feels bad, the bike feels bad. It's like driving a car that has like a sticky steering wheel. All right, let's go. Now, that was decently quick. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't seen the numbers yet, but that was definitely faster than 5 seconds. If you compare that to cars, and I could have done that faster. I could have got a better launch. You know, if I could have, if it was warmer out, it definitely could have been faster. I could have like dumped the clutch at maybe like 2,000 or 3,000 RPMs. But I thought that was pretty good. In general, I would say most motorcycles are faster than most cars. I'm not saying all motorcycles are faster than all cars. I'm not saying that. So we're cruising on the highway with this bike. It's got apes. One good thing about motorcycles with ape hangers, your armpits never get sweaty. Another good thing is sometimes they can mount the mirrors in a way. These mirrors are just switched. That should be flipped up like that on the top. A lot of people like to mount the mirrors on the bottom. Sometimes you get a good view of your armpit. Other times it goes underneath your arm, and you can actually have better visibility with the rearview mirrors on an ape hanger setup. So if you were gonna buy a bike and convert it to apes, you would be better off buying a bike that already has ape hangers on it, because it's kind of it's not the cheapest thing. You know, depending on what kind of bars you get, bars can be pretty expensive. I've seen bars as much as like 600 bucks. But then what it comes down to is, I mean, putting the bars on is no big deal, but when you go big enough, you have to replace your lines. So you got to do new clutch line, you got to do new throttle lines, you got to do new brake lines, and if it's a newer bike and you got to do throttle by wire, you got to replace the throttle by wire lines. And that's where like the labor and time get in. That's why when you're looking at a bike that has apes and you see this, oh, this guy put all new steel braided lines on, you know, he didn't try to stretch out the old lines. You know, someone spent some money, someone did a pretty good job putting this bike together, and that shows a lot. Amazing sound. Now, when I think of a bike that's configured like this, I think of more of a, this is not what I want for like long trips or big trips. I do enjoy it for around town. I kind of like that, let's just say it what it is, peacocking. It's peacocking. Yeah, I got apes. You know what I mean? I got my big, this is like the big, bad, tough motorcycle looking. I get it. It's fun. I like it. But I'm at a point in my life where, you know, I'm not going to put, it's not the most comfortable for me. Now, right here, oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that. Guys, if you guys are looking at buying a bike or just driving another bike, check out this company. It's called Riders Share. Riders Share. And you can look it up online. A great company. And what you're able to do, it's like Airbnb for motorcycles. It's like Turo, but for motorcycles. Where if you have a bike that you're not using, you could rent it out to people. and they cover, the rider share covers the insurance and all the liabilities and everything. Or if you're in a different town or in your own town and you're like, I just want to ride a different bike today, you can go online and you can sign up for it, and then you can rent someone else's bike, some personal guy's bike. If you're like, I want to ride a Dyna, go hop on a Dyna. If you're like, I want to ride a Ultra Classic or a BMW, you know what I mean? It puts hundreds and thousands of motorcycles all over the country in your fingertips that you can ride. It's pretty awesome. Check it out, ridershare.com. Guys, that wraps up the video. We'll see you later. Don't forget to check out Srkcycles. This bike might be for sale on there, srkcycles.com. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where are you going? What's up, guys? Starting right now to ending in December, what, 1st? December 2nd, which is Cyber Monday 2019. If you're watching this video, if you guys go and buy a set of M1 Moto gloves, we're going to donate $20 to a, what is it, Harrison?
Youth Center.
To a youth center that Harrison used to work for, buying kids toys. We're going to make a video about it. It's going to be awesome. If we get enough money that we give toys to everyone, we're going to buy a bunch of toys and give them the toys for tots. So any M1 Moto glove that you buy, we will donate $20 to some kids that need toys from now until December 2nd. You can click on the link below at bikesandbeardsgear.com to buy the baddest gloves out there.